Thanks for being with us today. You're watching Plugged In. I'm your host, Taylor Ellison. Chevrolet says happy birthday with a brand new Corvette. There's a lot to celebrate about the latest electric model. And now may be the time to finally buy that Tesla. We're going to tell you about the latest price cuts and what it means for buyers. And all electric by 2030? Not so fast for some Lincoln dealers. Mazda makes the news with their upgraded rotary electric vehicle. Plus, more major cities introduce legislation to make e-bikes more affordable. And get charged up! California prepares to double their charging stations, while Mercedes announces their own charging network. All that coming up. Let's get plugged in with the latest in electric news. Chevrolet is celebrating the Corvette's 70th birthday in a big way with the launch of the first ever electrified all-wheel drive Corvette, the E-Ray. The E-Ray uses an advanced electrified motor in addition to its V8 to go from 0 to 60 in just 2.5 seconds. There's no plug in the new E-Ray. The relatively small 1.9 kilowatt-hour battery is charged by regenerative braking and the 6.2-liter engine. Some features of the new electrified Corvette include stealth mode, an electric drive mode for the street with speeds up to 45 miles per hour, a new lightweight lithium-ion 12-volt battery that supports the engine's start-stop functionality, staggered 20 and 21-inch wheels with Michelin Pilot Sport all-season tires, and an enhanced roster of driver assistance technologies, including lane keep assist with lane departure warning, forward collision alert, and automatic emergency braking. The Corvette E-Ray has 6 driver selectable modes: Tour, Sport, Track, Weather, My Mode, and Z Mode. Drivers can also select the Charge Plus feature, which maximizes the battery state of charge. GM says the new Corvette E-Ray will go on sale later this year with a starting price around $100,000 for the coupe and $111,000 for the convertible. Production will continue to take place at the Corvette's historic Bowling Green Assembly Facility in Kentucky. If you've been wanting to buy a Tesla, now might be the time. The Austin-based electric automaker slashed prices up to $20,000 on popular models, affecting vehicles sold in the United States. The Tesla Model 3 sedan saw massive cuts of just over 20% on the standard model and just over 26% on the performance models. The Model Y long-range all-wheel drive, also known as the most popular EV in the world, offers the biggest discount by percentage. Purchased today, the electric vehicle is 31% cheaper than the same model purchased just last week. These prices may drive up sales, but many recent Tesla buyers aren't so happy with the news. More than a third of Ford's Lincoln dealers have opted not to invest in the brand's electric vehicle future. According to Automotive News, details for Ford's plans to have EVs account for up to 90% of Lincoln sales by 2030 may have hit a snag. Lincoln dealers are hesitant to invest the money necessary to install chargers in the top 130 vehicle markets. Dealers in smaller markets would have to spend as well and have similar apprehensions. Dealerships that fail to make those investments won't be allowed to sell electric cars, and in Lincoln's case, may lose the brand altogether. However, some dealers are looking forward to the shift to electric vehicles. Joe Hay, president of a Ford Lincoln dealership in Bakersfield, California, said, quote, "The ensuing 2 years gives us the time necessary, not just to get the infrastructure right, but to get our teams trained, educated, and ready to speak EV fluently." The rotary returns. Mazda MX-30 returns with a range-extending Wankel engine. The updated MX-30 REV, which stands for Rotary Electric Vehicle, heads into 2023 with more power than the original EV model. The rotary slots in under the hood like it was made to fit there and makes 73 horsepower from just 830 cc's worth of rotor. It's worth noting that the Wankel engine never actually drives the wheels of the REV. Instead, it acts as a generator to provide power to the electric motors. That means it should deliver a uniform driving experience regardless of the battery's state of charge. What's more, with about 50 miles of all-electric range available from the battery before the range extender even kicks in, that little rotary won't see a whole lot of action in day-to-day use. Meanwhile, with a big 13-gallon tank in there, a 500-mile one-way trip might not be totally out of the question. California commits to installing more EV chargers. The California Energy Commission recently approved $2.9 billion to build out the state's zero-emissions transportation infrastructure. This installation will more than double the number of existing EV chargers in California, which as of right now hovers around 80,000. The remaining funds will be allocated towards building out medium and heavy-duty zero-emission vehicle infrastructure, which includes high-capacity fast charging for vehicles like the Tesla Semi. All of these efforts are in line with the state's commitment to go 100% EV by 2035. In more charging news, Mercedes is launching its own EV charging network. ChargePoint Holdings Incorporated, a leading electric vehicle charging provider, Mercedes-Benz, and MN8 Energy, one of the largest U.S. solar, stationary power, and renewable energy providers, have announced plans to rapidly expand the availability of DC fast charging with the development of over 400 charging hubs across the United States and Canada. The Mercedes-Benz charging hubs will be in key cities and urban centers, along major highway corridors, and close to convenient retail and service destinations. MN8 and Mercedes-Benz will jointly finance and operate the charging hubs, powered by ChargePoint's industry-leading charging hardware and software solutions. Available to all EV drivers, the Mercedes-Benz charging hubs will offer Mercedes-Benz drivers some additional benefits. Those include preferential access via reservation, as well as the convenience of automatic authentication functionality like plug and charge, enabling seamless and secure communication between the vehicle and the charging infrastructure. Cities across America are exploring incentives and rebates for e-bikes. Atlanta is the latest city considering some rebates for e-bikes as a way to boost sustainability and public health. The Atlanta City Council is considering a proposal to offer rebates like those seen in Boston and Denver, with plans to implement a $1 million starting program by Earth Day 2023. Income qualifying residents could receive an even larger rebate to help make e-bikes more affordable to own as well. Similar efforts are taking place in Washington, D.C. Lawmakers have put forward a new bill called the Electric Bicycle Incentive Kickstarting the Environment Act of 2023. Washington, D.C. residents who earn incomes at or above 80% of the city's median family income would be eligible for a rebate of up to $400, capped at 30% of the electric bicycle's price. You can stop by electrifynews.com to get complete details on this story and more.